How did Bankstown Helicopters begin?
Lindsay Edmonds, the owner of Heliflight, had enough of operations and asked me would I like to purchase a school off him. And we did so, and that formed into Bankstown Helicopters as the main base was always going to be Bankstown.
You were a trialler by trade and you started flying in 1985. What drove you to take on helicopter flying?
Yeah, I was in Campbelltown, New South Wales, and the ABC helicopter landed beside us. And I went and spoke to the pilot, told me all about getting a helicopter licence, and the next day I phoned Heliflight.
How did your first solo flight go?
Yeah, it went well. I remember I'd done 4 circuits instead of 3 circuits, so I was that nervous. The instructor actually asked me, how many circuits did I tell you to do? And I says, 3, and he says, you've done 4. And it felt like 3 to me.
What was your first job as a commercial helicopter pilot?
I actually started working with Heliflight up in Castlewell as a charter pilot.
Bill, you're the chief pilot and chief flying instructor of Bankstown Helicopters. That combination of chief pilot and chief flying instructor must be rare these days.
Yeah, it is, Alan. We've got a complex industry happening just now, and many companies see the need to have the chief pilot separated from the chief flying instructor. I tend to feel that the chief pilot CFI role that I have, they complement each other and allows me to just monitor how each part of the company is going. I can see where the charter side is going and mentor that, and I can see where the flying school is going and mentor that as well.
Helicopter numbers have grown dramatically and the demand for pilots is a flow-on from that. What's the most significant change that you've seen?
A lot of rescue pilots, a lot of rescue helicopters. The big expensive helicopters are very complex, so the professionalism within our industry is skyrocketed.
Is there a shortage of helicopter pilots in Australia?
I was at a conference in Casa just recently, and they were quoting worldwide there's going to be a shortage of all kind of pilots, be it fixed wing or helicopter, but the emphasis was really on helicopter pilots. We're not training anywhere near the amount of commercial pilots we used to.
With 3 flying schools operating, Bankstown Helicopters in Sydney, Central West Flying School in Orange, in the middle of New South Wales, and the newest addition, Queensland Helicopter Pilot School in Redcliffe in Queensland. What's the significance of forming the Australian Helicopter Pilot School?
Well, we've trained students from all over Australia, obviously in the Sydney Basin, out west, a lot of pilots from Queensland, Northern Territory, and it was actually time to go to the clients, and the first move was to Orange out west of Sydney, and then we've been training that many pilots from Queensland in the years. We decided we'd go to Queensland, nearer where our clients would be.
Australia is a vast land. Can students who can't access the flying schools in your normal locations train at remote locations?
We're one of the very few schools in Australia that can train remotely. It's only to private standard, I have to say, but we've trained many pilots on their properties where we deliver the helicopter to them and spend a few weeks, maybe a month or 2, training them at their own property, yes.
Your flying schools have survived the test of time with 27 years of service. What makes that happen, Bill?
Just dedication to providing the best training services we can. It's always been an aim of mine to try and create the most professional and safest pilots we can.
With you having over 30 years flying experience and 12,000 hours flight time, Bill, why would a new student consider the Australian Helicopter Pilot School as the right school for them to start their training?
I think that although 30 years by company standards in a lot of different companies may not be a long time, in the aviation game it is quite a long time. We've just been doing it, we do it well. We have we've probably more grade 1 instructors than any other school in Australia. And we're a dedicated training school. We don't fight fires, we don't lift things on top of buildings, and we are a dedicated training school.
And Bill, we see lots of female pilots now joining the helicopter industry. Is that something that's increasing?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the numbers have gone up about 15% of the amount of females we've trained. Sure, we've had a number of instructors that are female. We've got on the books just now, I think we have approximately 10 female students. Yeah, it's been good.
And they've been successful and moved on to flying careers?
Great careers, yes, they have. Yeah.
Once a student starts their training, what are the most exciting parts of that training?
I think without a doubt learning how to hover a helicopter. No better thrill in the world once you can get that little animal state.
What's the challenge there?
There's that many moving bits in It's almost that someone told me it's like riding a horse. Once a horse knows who the boss is, it starts relaxing. And there's so many moving bits in the helicopter, it just takes time.
Do you require any special skills to be able to manoeuvre that
No,
helicopter?
I think that if your hand-to-eye coordination helps, but basically it's all training.
Your schools cater for more than training new pilots. What other training services do you offer?
I've looked at a number of simulators, so that'd be a future thing. But for now, we do sling ratings, we do night ratings. But one of the biggest things I want to emphasise we do is we train people how to train people. We've probably trained more instructors to teach people than any other school in Australia. So we instruct the instructors.
What are you most passionate about when it comes to flying?
I don't think you ever lose the fact that how much fun flying helicopters is, and when you're hovering, it's the closest thing to a magic carpet ride you'll ever get.
It's a unique industry that most pilots, you don't see them walking through an airport dragging the bags along the ground saying, "Oh, I don't really like this job." Do you find that pilots always have a smile on their face?
Always have a smile. It's something we all enjoy doing.
And the passengers usually come back from a flight with the same sort of smile on their
Smile
face,
on their face.
unless they've been sick.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Thank you, Bill.
You will.